Welcome to Talmudic Treasures. Today we're learning Nazir, page 13, which teaches us an interesting custom that people sometimes made. And that had to do with when a person's wife was pregnant and they were expecting to have a child. And a person would make a declaration and say that if my wife gives birth, for example, to a son, or they could certainly say the same thing, if my wife gives birth to a daughter, then I wish to become a Nazir. And of course, as she has a healthy pregnancy, she does not have a miscarriage, which is discussed here as well, but instead the child is born, and based on a stipulation, a boy is born or a girl is born. So the law is that she, based on having this child, he becomes a Nazir. Now, even though this seems to be quite logical, and the Talmud discusses the reason why it's brought down, nonetheless, Tosfos tells us that the reason why this person made this declaration is because he was interested in showing his appreciation and gratitude for the graciousness that was bestowed upon him by Hashem, by God, that his wife was able to have a healthy pregnancy, in which certainly then and even nowadays is not a guarantee. And those who've ever witnessed the childbirth is nothing short of miraculous. And because of that, he wanted to be able to express this level of appreciation and gratitude by doing something, by some act, by making himself into a Nazir. And this, I believe, is a very special message, that in life we often go through our day without necessarily thinking about all the blessings that are constantly bestowed upon us. The very fact that we wake up in the morning, we have in our practice to immediately thank Hashem, to thank God for restoring ourselves and our ability to arise from our beds. And not only that, we have a whole list of blessings that are recited, things that we easily could take for granted. The fact that we could see, the fact that we could walk, the fact that we have clothing. There's so many different things that we often just don't think about as we just stumble in the dark getting dressed, putting on our various clothing. We don't realize how fortunate we are. And this is the message, that when a person has a child or is waiting for that moment in which his wife is going to give birth, so this is a very special moment in one's life that one should not take for granted. And of course, this should not, as I said, be limited to the great life experience of having a child, but to all aspects. Even the small things are really not such small things. And a person who has that different approach, who has the mindset of constantly showing appreciation for Hashem, probably will also have a different mindset when it comes to other people as well. They'll be more likely to say thank you and to recognize that the world is not completely around them, that everything should just automatically go their way. But when someone does something which is nice for you, does you a favor, to say thank you, and for it to be a heartfelt thank you, it shows that you really recognize that things are not necessarily coming your way, and that whatever does come your way, you are greatly appreciative for. A person has this approach in their view of showing gratitude to God and gratitude to people, they're certainly going to be more likely to be able to have a much happier and healthier life.